Vasa, the offensive flow and the ball movement right now just seems to be so in tune. You guys seem so in tune with one another. Why do you think that's been able to happen so quickly at the beginning stage of this season?
I think the main reason is that for the most of the guys, third season together, so they've been learning how to play together, and then the fits that we have from this season understand what the coach wants, what team needs, and I think the desire to improve that part of the game also is very important, and each game is getting better and better, and of course for the opponent more difficult. So last 3 games I think we proved that, and that's just the first phase of the season, I would say.
How's it been, probably practicing less in the NBA than you're accustomed to over in Europe?
I mean, it's different, especially when you have these back-to-back games. It's really hard. I don't know how these guys are managing that. It's really like I'm still recovering from trip from Portland, but that's something that they get used to. And as you said, like less practice, but more points on concentration. There are a lot of video sessions that you have to really take lessons from that, and that's what I've learned here. I don't know the other organizations, but I would say that whatever we do is planned exactly like they want, and I'm enjoying that part too. But also I have some habits from past that I need to keep maintaining doing them, and that's one of them, working out.
Vasa, you've been on a lot of teams. I imagine this is certainly one of the youngest, but it seems like a very mature team, just the way they went into Portland yesterday, handled business, coming off of a big win in Golden State. Just what have you noticed about the maturity for this group for it being such a young team?
Yeah, I mean, even the staff is young as well. Like they all support each other. They all ask from each other to be honest and feel free to talk, and that's very important. I also think that starting from Shea, who is for me one of the most talented guys that I ever saw alive, his behavior is also a great example for others. And then I would say each player has a great character, and that's the main part of matureness, I would say. And they all enjoy playing together. The process that they have been through is also something that makes them feel like happy. Growing together, and they are aware of their capability. I'm sure that's why they are very on the ground and playing every day like it's a last game.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Vasa.
Just particularly coming off that trip, what do you think is better about your defense now than maybe a few weeks ago or at the start of the season?
We've definitely improved. I think game plan execution's been very good the last 3 games, especially even going back and watching that second Golden State game. I thought we did a really good job on Curry and Thompson in the second half of that game, especially. It took Wiggins having his best shooting game of the season to separate from us. And had we lost that game, that's kind of you never want to lose, but that's how you want to lose. You want to lose with the other team having to go to Plan B, and I thought we did that night. And then the way we came out in the Portland game, I thought was really, really good, just in terms of setting a tone and not letting them get comfortable in the game at all, especially their main guys. So game plan execution is probably my answer to that.
And then with Isaiah, I mean, the guy's made 16 out of his last 20, but I can't really think of any that were like heat checks where he's probably looking back at the bench like, maybe should I have shot that or not?
I can.
the step back one.
Yeah,
maybe,
the one the last one against Golden State, or one of the last ones against Golden State was a bomb. But yeah, continue.
But in general, pretty like good discipline to just take the right ones. Would you say, or maybe not?
Yeah, he play. I mean, he plays the game. He plays the right way. I thought that was a mark of the entire group, especially in the Portland game. Especially when you're playing, with that type of lead, and the game, you're going to win the game at that point. It's very tempting to like break off script, and I thought the guys did a great job of just kind of staying inside of ourselves. Give Bertans a lot of credit. Lindy Waters, those guys are shooters. They haven't played a lot, and yet they're in the game in that situation. They're still playing the right way. So a lot of appreciation for that. Isaiah's like that as well.
Playing 5 out of 6 on the road, did you learn anything about your team on or off the court?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought we showed pretty good maturity and grit in those games. We've played in some pretty good environments to this point in the season, even going back to the beginning of the year. We've played well in some of them. We've left some stuff to be desired, like at Cleveland and at Sacramento. So, we're learning from the experience, hopefully, and getting a little bit better each game.
You mentioned the other day, the maturity for Josh to not play a lot in the fourth quarter, come in, make the pass to a rookie who you've drawn up a play for. And you've got some guys, you've played fourth quarters where Lou doesn't play a lot and Josh doesn't play a lot. What's the challenge for guys just sort of accepting that that's going to be the case sometimes?
I think you could argue that predictability is a good thing. You could also argue that, predictability is a bad thing. I think the readiness of always, knowing that your number can get called keeps guys sharp, keeps them engaged, and that could be the guys that are on the bench that aren't playing. Or it could be like in the Golden State game, Dort didn't play for much of he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter, I don't think, and then we started him in overtime. And the readiness to go and do that, I think, is a skill, and a skill that we want to develop. So it's probably not easy, but most things that are worthwhile aren't. And so we're going to continue to lean into that.
How important, kind of on that, getting Kason in that game in the fourth quarter, guarding Curry, and being a part of that scenario and how you guys came back, how important is that for his development to be in that experience?
Well, it's important for his development, but he's also earned it. We weren't doing it solely for his development. We were doing it because he's shown that he can help us in those situations to this point in the season on both ends of the floor. And part of developing is having to earn what you get because it's a competitive league. And he's done an incredible job so far of competing in such a way and being consistent with that competitive level that we trust him in a lot of situations, despite it being early in the season and early in his career.
Martin, thinking back to the Denver game, I know Denver's still a well-oiled machine and Jokic is a handful, but you guys have obviously won a lot since then. Just what strides in particular have you seen the team take since taking?
I think we've gotten better through the ups and the downs, which has been a mark of this group of guys for a couple of years now. I mean, they show up every day ready to grow, and they look clear-eyed at their experiences, and that's why I think we've improved. But I never think that there's like one game that's like a turning point. There's a lot of noise in an individual game, So that night, Denver played really well. We didn't play great. We've also now had nights where we've shot the heck out of the ball. We're not going to shoot 60% from three every single game, and so every game's different. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be some inconsistency. There's going to be obviously some ups as well. And we just have to be a team that can separate from the outcome and learn the lessons from the game and just plow forward. That's the key to an 82-game season.
After going back and looking at the fourth quarter against Portland and the guys that were in the game, then the Trey Mann, Poku, Aaron Wiggins, Olivier, Lindy, I know those minutes are always being evaluated and observed. Just any further takeaways from those guys in those particular minutes there?
Like I said after the game, I was very impressed with us playing the right way throughout 48 minutes. Everybody that stepped on the floor played the right way, regardless of the context of the game. And then I thought you can't fake sharpness. They've worked really hard to stay sharp, and you can't just turn that on. They went in there and were in rhythm, in shape, and they were sharp inside the team, and that's a testament to the work that they've done to keep themselves ready, and that's what we're going to need. It's a long season. We're going to need everybody at different times, and we need everybody to be ready when their number's called, and that group has done a nice job of leading the charge with that so far.
And then just after 3 games and 4 nights, you have a 2 days without a game here, then 2 days after that Chicago game. Just how nice is this stretch for these guys?
My daughter was up at 3:30 in the morning. So not nice at all.
All things considered, what is the biggest factor that you guys are doing good at the beginning of this season?
I think growth through experience. I think we want to be a team, like I said, that every outcome's emotional. There's ups and downs in the season. If we can just separate those out and just focus on the little things we can improve at, just marginal, small areas of improvement over time, that compounds when you do that. And it's hard to do because the games are emotional, whether you win them or lose them. And I think that's been our best quality so far. I think that's the thing that we're most happy with out of everything. and that's the skill that we have to continue to invest in as we go through the season.
Anything on Jalen?
Dub,
Yeah.
out tomorrow.
Okay.
He won't play tomorrow with his hip strain.
Do you anticipate Trey and Poku will be with the Blue for a bit here, or
No, we're just floating them for the day. Those guys are having a high intensity practice where we could get like really, really good, relevant work in for those guys, as well as Lindy and Olivier, Anus and Keontae are already there. So just getting as many people over there as we can. We've literally maxed that out. You can only assign 3.
Anybody else? Guys, thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.